Welcome to the Queens of DMV, Real Talk in Real Estate, every Thursday on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and YouTube. I have my co-host, Cher Castillo.
Hey.
Arnita Greene.
Hi.
And today we're talking about seeking success. Bare minimum won't get you the results that you want.
Not at all. Ever. I like the sexy voice, Arnita.
Oh, thank you. I got to use it more often.
That may get you the results you want.
Look, the specific results that you want.
Yeah. Specific.
Let's jump right in, ladies. So talking about bare minimum and results and we have this what we see on the outside and really what's going on behind the scenes. Tell me, what are some of the things that sacrifices that you've made to get to where you are right now? And I'll start with Arnita, because Arnita is a big time real estate agent. For real.
So I think it's really, and I'll say it's more in me. It's not something that I just feel like I have to do. It's something that I want to do, that I love to do. It's a passion, it might, and let me say this, it's not a good thing all the time. If you would ask my husband, it's not a good thing all the time, but he does admire it about me. But, I've been doing this for 16 years now. The kids were small. He was the movie, always taking them to the movies and everything. I hate the movies, let me say that. So I'm not to go to no movies. I feel like I could be making money while I'm watching this daggone movie. Right. So in the movie hater. So, but thank God for my family, because, I worked a lot when they were smaller, but I was the one to take them with me, with showing homes. And now they got to the point where they was like, no, I ain't going with you to show no daggone home. So, that part, the working late at night, up at, I'll show my first house at maybe 8 a.m. or meet a seller at 8 a.m. To me, I like to be early, then start late. To me, I'm just the early riser. So I'm out of the house 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. And it's something that I just get up and do. I don't have to have an alarm clock to wake me up. I'm just straight out and I go out and do it. So, a lot of people aren't willing to do that. And granted, you don't have to do it that way. Everybody's way is different. It's my way. It might not be the best way to do things in the business, of real estate, but it's how I've also won. Won a lot of things. I've received a lot of things from the way that I do. I do my business, and from doing 20 million in business, it has worked, I will say. So that's me. I'm not sure how everybody else does their business, but that's me. I've definitely have missed a lot of things in my kids' lives, but they do appreciate me. I'm always there to support them. They know how much I love them, and they always tell me how much they appreciate me for it.
Perfect. Cher, what about you?
So for me, I feel like, I try to balance everything the best that I can. But of course, some things suffer sometimes. Sometimes work suffers. Sometimes family suffers. Sometimes friendships suffer.
Mm-hmm.
But I try my best to always give what I can in those specific moments. And, we're talking about seeking success. And I've always been the person that's seeking optimum success. And that means that, sometimes I'm going to bed. I'm not an early riser, so I'm not going to lie. But I will stay up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning getting stuff done. And I will go above and beyond for my clients and go above and beyond for my friendships and my family members, because making other people happy makes me happy.
Definitely.
And so the sacrifices that I need to make to ensure their happiness is totally okay with me, even if sometimes it is exhausting. Sometimes, I don't quite have the time for myself, but I figure I can make that up in the long run. It's kind of hard for me dealing with a different mentality, which I struggle with often, is when, people come to me for guidance and they say I'm seeking success. I want to be bigger. I want to be better, but they're not willing to make the sacrifices that you need to make to be better. I always use like Lisa on my team as a huge example. Lisa came and she joined as my intern years and years ago. And, this woman is very accomplished. I mean, she has her MBA. She's very successful in her own right, but she came on as an intern and she was willing to do whatever, no complaints ever in life, just because she saw the future, she saw the vision, and she was willing to make the sacrifice to get to that next level. And what I'm seeing now with like this younger generation is that they're just, a lot of times they're not willing to do that. They're not willing to make those sacrifices. Work stops at 5 o'clock. They stop
at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, they stop at 5 o'clock. But yet they're saying, I want this level of success. I want to be where you are one day. Well, guess what? My workday never stops at 5 o'clock. And it will never stop at 5 o'clock because I'm always seeking. I'm always looking for more. And I think and not everybody has to be that way, but if you're of that mindset, then you will always be willing to do more to get more.
Definitely.
And that is the long definition of grind. That is the grind.
Yeah.
And I feel like our profession, not to put down any other profession, but we can speak about real estate because that's what we all do. You have to put in some grind. You're anointed if you hit the ground running, but is that really realistic in what our business really is? You have to, build yourself. You have to sell yourself. You have to build your business. You have to build the confidence in yourself to be able to go out and obtain customers. It's just a process. And, if you think that you're just going to hit the ground running and make money, that's just not realistic. There's a learning curve in this business. I mean, I've been selling real estate for 15 years and I still learn something every day. So, Cher, like what you just said, that's the definition of grind. It's the definition of getting out there and making it happen, day to day. So, that's it right there.
But how do you convey, or how do we convey that to not only the next generation, because I don't want to just put it on the generation after us or thereafter them, but just in general, because sometimes I know people my own age, I know people older than I am that are always like, oh, I just want more. I just want this. I just want that. And then I'm looking at what they're willing to do, and they're just not willing to do. They have their limitations, and the limitations is what's holding them back from greatness. So what kind of guidance can we give them so perhaps they can flourish, perhaps they can grow within a situation where they are seeking success, where they do want more?
Some people, it's not in them though, Cher. Yeah. I think,
part of this you can't teach, or you also have to be born with it or willing, either or. Yeah. For me, so I kind of developed this mindset through sports. So I, at a young age, I started playing sports. My mom signed me up for different things, and sports kind of instilled a schedule in me. It said, be at this workout at 5 a.m. I committed to it completely at a young age, and I stuck with it, and it developed my mindset and put me on a path to where it helped me build my confidence. And then from there, I use that same mindset in real estate. And if you have some type of foundation, it's helpful. If you don't, you can always work towards, building that confidence and building that trust within yourself to get the results that you need. But you have to have that will. If it's not instilled in you, you really have to develop it. And it's developing the growth mindset. Basically having that background where, you're willing to learn and grow as time goes. Because if you're not willing to grow, it's kind of one of those things that it's gonna stop you in the long run from getting to that top level. And we're top agents in our industry, but there's still always room to grow, I feel.
Oh yes, definitely.
Every day.
Yeah. And then what about the instant gratification? Most people they want it just like that. And it just, I mean, some people it did happen just like that, but most of us, it doesn't just happen just like that. I will say that a lot of people want instant gratification, and I didn't get it that way. I'm not sure if you ladies got it that way, which
not for me.
Yeah, but a lot of problems today is everybody wants it right now. And it took 16 years to be here,
Yeah. So I have 3 principles that I go by. And like I said, I started talking about the growth mindset, but the 3 principles that I go by is believe that your efforts matter. Mm-hmm. Every little thing that you do is the stepping stone and building block to your career and your success.
Love it.
Learn new skills. Like I said, we've been at this for 15, 16, 20 years, but are we still attending, webinars and classes to hone and build our skills? That's what develops and pushes us over the top. So you will have to be willing to learn new skills. And then the last one that I look at is view failures as a learning experience. Mm-hmm. So when you learn from things that you didn't do good or that you failed at, and you kind of restructure and rebuild those things to bigger and better, you're actually developing your skills, and you're really just pushing yourself over the top. So if you can commit to those 3 things, it's really going to push you to the edge and push you to success, in my opinion.
I love that, Ariel.
Yeah, those are great.
I know.
Make sure you email the
right. I know.
You had to wait until the episode to get these. Okay.
I'm gonna fix my lighting because I'm kind of dark.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I think it's really, it's really key as we help younger people, as we help the people around us, and just giving back in a way where we can help them succeed. I mean, I'm always seeking guidance from mentors and you ladies and, the strong women that I have around me to grow, because success, I mean, everyone measures success differently. I mean, success to me is not just a numbers game. Like, it's what does my life look like? Do I have time to enjoy my life? Do I have time to spend with my family? Like, that's success to me, not just the money behind it. And
it's
so
not the dollar amount in your bank account necessarily.
Yeah, no. I mean, success to me is so much more than that. And it's leaving behind a legacy that, and even if my kids don't get into real estate, which I hope they do, but they may not, like I still want them to, and I want to instill in them what success looks like. And, I have 2 boys, one of which is 11, and he's in middle school, and I'm always mad at him. Okay. He's always like, stop yelling at me, mommy, da, 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 da. But it's because I hate like basic shit. Okay. Like, I'm just going to put that out there. Like, if you're going to give like your just bare minimum, I don't want to see it.
Right.
Keep it. I'm not vibing off of that. I don't feel good about that. It does not energize me. Like, it is mediocrity to me, and leave it outside.
Definitely.
And I'm trying to make sure that I instill that in my kids, and specifically my older son, because he's, at that age, he's a pre-teener, all of that. And he's always giving me bare minimum. Okay. Mm-hmm. Everything. He's just doing just the bare minimum of everything. And I'm like, look, and I take it so personally. I don't take a lot of things in life personally, but I do take that personally. I'm like, do you not know who Yo Mama is? Like, like I take it like that, you know, like, do you understand that I am grinding 24/7 to give you a successful life future and the sacrifices that are being made on your behalf? Like, you bought your first house when you were 4 years old. Like, I bought my first house at 23. You have 19 years on me. Like, you cannot give me the bare minimum. And that's not okay. And that goes to when you have a girlfriend, when you have a wife, when you have all of that, you give your best. And if I know it's your best and it still seems like bare minimal, I'll let it pass. But when I know you have more than that to give, I'm not going to accept it.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you share that? How do you share that type of, you know, knowledge, that energy with other people so they can grasp it? Because I'm not sure that I necessarily agree that you have to be born with it. Like, I do feel like some people are born with it.
Right.
But I believe like some people have really had that type of mother, father, grandmother, whoever in their life to really instill that in them, empower them.
I think that speaks to mental toughness and teaching that, you know what I mean? And that's goes back to also when I was saying, you know, with me playing sports, you know, the mental toughness was instilled in me. And that's also a component of just not getting, you know, going above and beyond the bare minimum. You know, I would say that you three ladies, well, us three ladies, we have the strong mental toughness as well that it takes for this business and just life, period. We break down from time to time and things happen and you're allowed to, you know, lean on support, but it also comes down to mental toughness and building that confidence as well that you speak of. So yeah.
Definitely. And Cher, you had said something, you know, like what does success mean to, you know, you, and success means different to me than it did last year.
Mm-hmm.
And 5 years ago.
Success is health right now. I'm just trying to get a grasp on it.
And there you go. You know, my success means to me is clearing out this mental state right now in my mind, you know, or even, you know, traveling more this year and spending more time with my family and actually making, you know, helping others grow. Yeah. That's what success means to me now, you know, other than, you know, trying to make, of course we want to make the money, that's granted, but it's just, it's a different, I'm looking at success a different way this year in my life.
Me too. And I know so I just launched my team. This summer will be a year old. And for me, success, you know, I won the awards, won the, you know, top producer and all that stuff, but it wasn't really fulfilling for me. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm a loan agent. It was cool and everything, but you know, I was 23 when I got into real estate. You know, I didn't have any guidance. I was hanging on to people's coattails. They were brushing me off. And what I wanted to do and just what sprung in me in 2020, and this is during COVID, I hired 2 agents and became a team. Mm-hmm. And I didn't hire agents that, you know, were already successful, already had production. I hired 2 agents with no experience. You know, that to me was something that I wanted to do. I wanted to provide mentorship to other agents,
right?
And just really, you know, give them something that I didn't have. And to me, that was bigger and better than winning a top producer award, bigger than selling almost 100 units in 1 year. You know, it gave me more gratitude to reach out and help somebody else and give them something that I didn't have versus just making the money by myself. Mm-hmm. You know, so for me, you know, like you said, Arnita, success looks like something different for me now. It's me just, you know, assisting other agents and giving the knowledge to them that I have that's available. Definitely. You know, and for us to kind of be a springboard for each other. And then, you know, right after that, you know, our venture came together too. So it's like a thing
podcast, bro.
It's a thing for me. I just feel like, you know, this is what I'm called to do. And it's, you know, the real estate part of it and, you know, doing that, but it's also the the camaraderie and just being a branch to other individuals that are surrounding us and need help.
Yeah, it's the sharing and growing. I mean, to me, that's what speaks to my heart every day. Like I mean, no pun intended. My mom always teases me, but she's like, Cher likes to share, but I do. I'm an open book. Like, what you see is what you get. But I love that. Like, I love helping people. I love helping people grow. I love that part. I mean, that is success to me.
Yeah.
And I think that when it's just a natural evolution when you help somebody, not that it's an expectation, because it's never an expectation too, but it's a natural evolution just by the universe and God and whatever you believe in, that when you give, you're going to receive one way or another. It may not look exactly the way you want it to, and it may not come in the timing that you're demanding, but it does come. And it's a beautiful thing. Like every time I give, like it comes 2-3-fold for me. And I'm sure it's the same for you ladies, but I love how we can be impactful in other people's lives in that way, and just sharing this because, just think, like, if somebody's sitting down on their couch right now and they just happen to tune in and they're like, damn, I'm lazy as hell. That may just be the spark that they need to say, you know what, I was looking at this different. I shouldn't have thought about like 501 being like, oh, am I getting overtime for this? I shouldn't have thought about things that way. I should think that the more I give, the more I'm going to receive, because people are always watching, right? Like they're always watching. And if you're watching, and I know me as, having agents and employees under me at various times in my life, like, it's not the people who are clocking out at 5 o'clock that I'm impressed with. It's the people that are just constantly willing to do what they need to do to get the job done.
Yeah.
Those are the people
that.
Yeah. And I'm so willing to give them so much more when they're invested and they're passionate and they're willing to grow than somebody that's, oh, it's 5 o'clock, it's time to go.
Right.
I have a couple of things that, increase your chances of being successful in life. And these are really things that I live by. And so the first one is just believing in yourself. It's a hard one. Most folks, they struggle with that part, but that's the first step. Believing in yourself, believing that you can achieve, and staying positive and self-encouraging. And then the second one is keep trying. So if things don't work, keep trying, because every little thing that you put in, you're going to receive and you're going to get back, like you said, Cher, tenfold. So if you keep trying and keep putting in positivity, there's going to be setbacks, but they're not going to hold you back so much if you keep trying. Definitely. And then the big thing that I've become very stickler on is setting goals. So set goals for yourself. You want to set some realistic goals, but then you want to set a really high goal for yourself that you may be kind of, impartial on, or thinking about that you may not achieve it, but you're going to still work for it type of thing. Set some goals, because you'll be amazed that when you write something down, how you'll actually achieve it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Write it and put it up.
Setting goals is a big thing for me, because it's just, once you write it down and you look at it, put it somewhere where you can look at it every day. And that's really, one of the things that has driven me. And then the last one is just finding support. That is really big, because you're going to need, there's some days you're not going to want to get up and do and be that super agent or be that executive or that CEO that runs that top Fortune 500 company. But if you have the support group around you, you can actually get the things that you need, or the motivation from your core circle. And I will say, day to day, I check you all's social media pages. We check in on each other, and you guys give me daily support personally in my business and personal life. So it may be days where I'm not feeling well or whatever, and I check in on Cher, and she's on her listing appointment, she just won a listing, or she got that HPAP buyer a home after 1 year of searching. Those are the things that motivate me to get up and do if I'm not having a great day or whatever the case is. So finding support is huge.
You know what motivated me? Do you know, Ariel, remember we were working out like crazy, Cher? Well, you know, I haven't been doing crap. And now Ariel in the gym, she ain't coming around.
Look, Operation Sexy Body made me get my butt up. You hear me?
I need to get it together because I done fell off.
No. I'm going to start talking to you guys again then. You better look cute for the wedding. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I will. I promise you I will. Yes.
I started looking at dresses, you know, just little things to take. So I'm in.
But when you said about, you know, motivate, you know, it's true. You know, I look and see what you ladies are doing all the time, you know, and it's amazing. And it's not a competition thing at all. No. It's motivation, you know, and it is no competition. We don't say that word around here because when y'all win,
collaboration over competition over here.
Yeah,
because do that. Yeah.
Remember what I just said?
There's only one person I'm in competition with, and that's me.
Okay.
You know,
versus me.
Exactly. That's enough competition.
Yeah, it's too much. No. But did y'all hear what I said? I said when y'all win, Cher, when you get that listing, when your buyer get that close on that house, Ariel, when your buyer closes on their house, you get that listing. When you looking cute in them pictures, I'm like, oh, shucks.
Wow, winning together.
And that's together. And that's how it should be all the time. You know, it's just hate that competition.
And the reality is, I mean, not to get on a soapbox or anything for us, but I do feel like that's why we've been very blessed. You know, we are all three ladies that are always giving back, whether it's, you know, to a mentee, to an organization, whatever it is, like we're willing to take, even if it's just a little bit of time, but to give back so we can continue to grow as well. And that makes us happy, you know, and it makes us feel successful giving back to our communities and to our people and all of that.
Definitely. So, and another thing that's really that plays a part in what I love about our relationship is that I can call you both at any time if something doesn't feel right in my business, that I could call you and you can help me through it.
Yeah.
So, and that is what success means too. You know
my line is always open for y'all.
Always. You know, that if we're not having a good day, you know, Cher, you have something going on today and, you know, we talk through it. You know what I mean? So that's what success means. Being able to have a group of whoever that group is for you, that you can be an outlet to them and they can help you through it. You know, that's success.
Right. So, I agree.
I appreciate you ladies about that. I really do.
Always. The feeling's mutual. So with final thoughts today, just as we exit this episode, what if you can think of one piece of advice that you would give the audience and seeking success, what would that one key piece of advice be?
I would say find a mentor or someone. It doesn't have to be a mentor, or someone you can just call when you're having issues or when you have doubts or when anything that's going on, you know, just have that person or a couple of people that you can, you know, express that to. So a mentor or an outlet of people to, you know, that you trust, you know, to just lend an ear to.
What about you, Ariel?
I would say set goals. Set goals for yourself and figure out, you know, what it will take to reach those goals. Goals are important because it gives you a perspective on what you need to do to get to where you want to be. And it does take grind. It does take sacrifices. It may be like your friends are going out to the club and you need to work on your business plan. So, you know, be steadfast in that process and try not to give up. And that's where the mentor comes in. But the goal setting is important. They're not necessarily easy to reach, but by having something to aim for, you will be a better person and be able to move forward and overcome obstacles. So goals are super important in obtaining success.
And I would say my key advice would be don't let fear stand in the way of your success, because I think a lot of people do get scared and they do let fear stop them from moving forward. And it could be a small fear. I mean, it could be, I don't know if I'm going to make enough money to get to, to like quit my job and get into real estate, or quit my job and and start my own business, or whatever it is that they're doing. It's always the fear that prevents us from progressing. And if you can channel, manifest, get in tune with, what your passion is and what you really believe in, I truly believe that knocks fear out of your way.
Definitely.
With divine intervention, like you don't really have to do much more. So if you can let fear out and, believe in yourself and have that, what was that clarity,
clarity and
confidence from our last episode guide you.
Yeah.
Sky is the limit, really.
Yeah. And don't quit.
Yeah.
And don't quit.
Awesome. Well, that's our show for today. It was amazing. Tune in every Thursday for Queens of the DMV on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. You can also follow us at Queens of the DMV. We are signing off this evening. Say goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. And tune in next time. Have a great evening, everyone.